Okay, we're not going to be using the VTuber now, or rather the PNG tuber. I'm really pissed. I'm actually so pissed. But you know what? We've kept on toggling the settings on my PC and on OBS. So let's just go over all this shit really, really quick. So I went over this in a stream, or attempted to, but it was really laggy. So to recap, Victorica, the Angel of Bravery, it's a weird extender for fairies. I don't think there's much worth in talking about it. It's sort of jank. You need to special summon it for its effects to actually yield anything, and even then, that's kind of weird. Next, we have Exorsisters. The entire archetype, don't bother, right? If they were all warriors, just that fact alone would have made them instantly better. But, well, they're not, so don't bother about it, right? All the Exorcister Xyz monsters are really nice, but all the Exorcister monsters and spells and traps are weird, and also all of these have a stupid reliance on a graveyard interaction mechanic, where they all have their effects trigger if your opponent interacts by moving cards outside of the graveyard or have a monster that's from the graveyard, which isn't going to happen all the time. Like, pendulum monsters, what the fuck are you going to do, huh? Just surrender, man. I mean, to be fair, yeah, pens are too based, but regardless, I don't think you want to care about Exorcisters unless you're really just a waifu hog. Yeah, that's all about them. Now, Magistus. Magistus got support, and it's interesting, to say the least. You see, the thing with Magistus is that it's actually not that bad of an archetype, and this card does actually help lock your opponent out of the extra deck. Your opponent can't activate the effects of cards that are equipped to your side of the field from the extra deck of that type. If you have a Link monster that's on your spell trap zone, that means your opponent can't use Link monster effects, etc., vice versa. And the entire archetype is focused on that. It's not bad, right? But I don't know of any like good efficient deck that really can make use of it. So it's okay as is. Next, we have probably the best thing to come out of this box, which is the agent support. So I need to actually check if they have Agent of Earth, because one of the cards mentioned it, but Agent of Earth. I don't know if that's the right keyword to use, but let's try find it. That's Uranus. You know, the haha funny meme thing you can use. Uranus. Wow. Incredibly funny. Wait, isn't this Earth? No, that's Moon. Now, where's Earth? I can't find it. That's Mercury, Jupiter, Earth. Yes, if it's normal summon to add the ancient monster. It's a card that's already in Master Duel. I didn't know that. So that's interesting. Yeah, so the agents actually have some pretty good support, right? This is a quick effect banish, right? It can copy effects too, so you're able to use effects multiple times. It's pretty swell, right? And, well, I don't really have anything else to say about that. And then we have support for both Topologic as well as Rockets. This is an okay card. I don't really think there's any point in playing it, but if you want to, you can. Don't expect it to be your main thing, though. It's not a boss monster by any means, but it's still pretty funny. Now, again, all the Exorcisters are really weird, but just to explain how they work, they operate in duos. If you have one, then if you summon the other, you're going to be able to gain 800 life points or something, right? And they all have somewhat weird like counterpart effects. For example, if you look at Exorcister Irene versus Sophia, these both need each other, right? If you control the other while this is, summoned, right, you gain 800. That's cool. And this over here allows it to draw one if you control another Exorcister, and this one allows you to place a Exorcister card from your hand to the deck and then draw one. So they're like kind of similar, but also in different conflicting ways, right? And there's nothing else really to note about this. You have generic, like this is over here bouncing, right? That's decent. This is a searcher, and this is a negate, I believe, right? And this is a banish quick effect if you have an Exorcister as material. And all of these, if your opponent moves something from the graveyard outside, then you can Xyz using only one of the Exorcisters, which is fine, but it's really dependent on your opponent actually doing the graveyard interaction multiple times. An ideal field would be to swarm your field with Exorcister Xyz, but I don't see that happening. The spells and traps are also kind of meh. You can't search for the spells and traps outside of the Xyz, so really what the deck needs is A, if they were warriors, they would be instantly better because you can rota them, but B, if they had a monster that when normal summoned can search, That's it, right? Then you have a trap. This allows you to summon 2 Exorsisters. Ideally, it's Exorsisters in their respective duo. But then again, you're not playing this deck, are you? So yeah, don't care about it, right? Next, we have Starry Knight Support. Don't care about it. Honestly, they're kind of hot garbage. They're just a weird little legacy support archetype. They're centered around Seiryu, I believe. It's an old card, and they made an archetype out of it. It's cool in concept and looks really dope, but that's it. They have really nice designs. I'll say that much, though. Right. Next, this is Boral Support. This helps you support the new Ritual Monster, as well as just let you, get another piece of support for just Boral loads in general. I forgot what that card is, but it says Heavy Trigger, Rapid Trigger. Yeah, so let's have a look at Rapid Trigger. Yeah, so this is just a card that helps you summon Borreload Furious Dragon really easily, the fusion, and it can basically just pop cards on the field. It's decent. So you might want to run this card, but that's only if you're running the Ritual Monster, since it helps you search out the Ritual spell. Now this is over here just another rocket monster. I don't know how good this is compared to the other rockets. Rocket Tracer is the best one by far, and that's all I'll really say. This over here, I believe it's an extender. So yeah, it's okay. I think it's like a 1-of at most. Then the Ritual Monster. So the Ritual Monster allows you to negate special summons, and also it's really convoluted because it makes you destroy things to then after that destroy another thing in your hand and then like add it back. I don't know. It doesn't seem that great other than its special summoning negation. It's not a boss monster, I'll tell you that much. It's like maybe a little card on top of a Borreload board already, but that's it really. It's okay. And then Heavy Interlock. It's the Ritual spell, and it also stops your opponent's extra deck monsters from interacting with Borreload Riot, which is the Ritual, which I think is actually pretty decent. So it might be worth running just because it's a big ol' unaffected Towers-esque monster, but only for the extra deck. And also, you can't beat over it with something like Access Code, I believe. Yeah, you can't, so that makes it especially nice. But then again, your opponent can just Lightning Storm you, and then what are you going to do? I don't think you're going to do much. Right. These two are just a random Ritual monster that is technically okay support, right? But essentially it allows you to basically just copy the effect of a Ritual spell and also gain tons of levels to help make Ritual monsters a little easier to summon, but that's not very worth it, right? Then we have Magic Cylinder Support. Play this in a meme deck. I think this is worth playing just for that. Next, you have Topologic Support. It kind of fits in with Boral Code because Boral Code is more Topologic support than Rockets, in my opinion. And, well, that's because it mentions Topologic in its effect rather than, Borals or Rockets. Next, we have the Agent Support. This is all actually pretty decent. This is a Link 2, I believe, that just allows you to search. That's always welcome. It's pretty good. And it's also Disruption, actually. I didn't notice that. It's quite nice. This over here just allows you to Book of Moon, quick effect, which is pretty nice. This over here sets your field spell, which is pretty helpful sometimes, but I think this is like a 1-of, I believe. Yeah, this allows you to activate your field spell directly, and I believe if you already have the field spell, you can, You can add a card that mentions the field spell, which is really powerful. I think this is probably the best card to come out of this entire part, except for maybe Master Flare Hyperion, which is just good support in general. This over here is just, an extender of sorts. It targets fairies in your graveyard and adds it to your hand. And helps you record resources. It's okay. And this over here allows you to special summon things for free from your hand. It's not bad. I think it's okay, right? It can special summon Hyperion monsters, but I don't think that's really worth it. And then you have a Hyperion monster, which it's okay. It can banish things from the graveyard. It's fine. It special summons itself really easily, so you could potentially recycle cards that it banishes off of its special summoning through something like the Course in the Sky, I believe. I think this is what it does. Yeah, so it's okay. I think this just helps you swarm your field with more beat sticks, and you could make rank 8s with this, so I think this is pretty okay. And well, that's all I really have to say. I tried streaming all of this, but it was really laggy, and the thing ended, a bit too early. So anyways, this is a little bit of a review, honestly. So just TLDR, Exorsisters are a waste of time. This is also a waste of time. This is interesting. It's now a little bit better of a rogue deck, but it does require a lot of setup to make this card pay off. And the Agent cards and the Hyperion cards are probably the best thing to come out of the set. So expect those to maybe have some, spicy win streaks, but otherwise nothing else to really talk about there. And don't expect anything from the Boral Support too, except for maybe some really nice memes. Anyways, though, I'll catch you guys later, and bye.